Hey everybody, so if you clicked on this video, it's probably because you're experiencing some nausea, morning sickness, or just any of the unpleasant symptoms that come with pregnancy. So today I'm going to talk about 11 things that has been helping me cope with my morning sickness. As you know, morning sickness does not just happen in the morning. It can happen any time of the day, probably all day. For me, it's all day. Or it's, when you're further along, when you start getting your bump, when you can, feel your baby moving. But most of the time, nobody really talks about the unpleasant parts of pregnancy. So I'm currently 6 weeks and some days. I have my 8-week checkup scheduled soon. So let's get started. And I have a list of things that I'm gonna talk about. But one of the things, number one, I went to Target and I found some Preggy Pop Drops. They look like this. It has 4 flavors: sour raspberry, green apple, sour lemon, and sour tangerine. It comes with 21 pieces. So basically, just pop them in your mouth and you suck on them like candy. It says the natural way to ease morning sickness is natural, drug-free, and doctor recommended. For me, this helps. If I notice if I suck on them at certain times during the day, if I'm feeling nauseous, like I probably wouldn't just pop one in my mouth and it helps. I would say probably before it gets too bad, that's when I like to take them. So probably like in the morning, like after I brush my teeth and I eat something small, then I'll just pop one in my mouth or whatever. But you can find them at probably like any store. Like I said, I got mine from Target. I know Walmart sells them, Amazon sells them, so you can either go in the store or order them offline. But I needed them now, so I went to the store. The second thing I'm gonna talk about, I noticed that running warm water as a bath, it helped me when I'm feeling nauseous. I don't know, I guess it's just something about the warm water that just, I guess, calms me. I know when I'm in the shower and I start to feel nauseous, I would just go ahead and just run some water and sit down in it and just try to relax myself. The third thing I want to talk about is eating something as soon as you wake up. I know for me, like, I'm always, first of all, I don't really sleep throughout the night that much. But definitely, like, I'm waking up at like every 3 hours or so. And I know for sure that I don't want to just get up and grab something. But so I just kind of just go back to sleep whenever I can. Because I'm already experiencing having to go to the bathroom a lot only when I'm sleeping or when it's nighttime or when it's late. So, but yeah, definitely like when you wake up, I would say, eat some crackers. I went and got these Townhouse crackers, the original flavor. I'm pretty sure most of you are familiar with this brand of crackers, but So yeah, I'm gonna start doing that when I wake up. Um, so the fourth thing that I'm gonna talk about is eating soup. Um, I noticed that for me, and probably for everybody experiencing morning sickness, um, eating heavy foods kind of seems impossible right now during the first trimester. Um, so I went to Walmart and I just got, some soups that just had like vegetables in them. I would prefer just the plain, maybe like broth, chicken broth, or tomato basil or something like that, just because on the times that I do have to vomit, it's a lot easier. Um, I'm pretty sure those of you who have, already been vomiting, um, if you have to right after you eat or something like that, so you're throwing up like chunks of food. So I know for me, it's chunks of food because I have chewed things, I guess because I'm so hungry, but also feeling sick at the same time. But so, and it, it's harder for it to come up. So I would just recommend liquids, I'll say. I noticed that um, smoothies, things like that, kind of try to stay away from a lot of sugar, but definitely smoothies. Like I went to um, whatever, Smoothie King, and I chose one that just had it was like kiwis and strawberries, and I didn't get any protein in it because sometimes I can't stand that thick protein. But yeah, definitely liquids. It's just way easier. So I know it's super hard to keep stuff down. So, and I know you don't even feel like eating. So, because I know I don't most of the time. I haven't tried this myself, but I've seen other women talking about it. But it's the C bands for the wrist. So apparently it looks like a little wristband, and it has a little plastic piece that goes, I guess, somewhere down here, and it kind of pokes into, I guess, something like acupuncture type of thing, but it's supposed to help relieve the nausea. So like I said, I haven't tried it. It's certain things that I try to not waste my money on, just because I need some comfort and results. I don't want to be in a trial and error type of phase, but I've heard good things from it. And then also, like I said, I've seen other women talking about it that it works for them. So another thing is, for me, I've been drinking ginger ale. Of course, too much caffeine isn't good for you, and also when you're pregnant too. But I've been drinking ginger ale. I guess they say ginger helps with upset stomach and stuff like that, and then it helps me burp. So for me, I haven't really been a water fan lately. I mean, so far I've been on at least a bottle a day. I know that sounds horrible, but for my morning sickness people, you understand that drinking water is nasty. It's just hard to keep down. Um, but I have noticed that it is the differences in the taste of the water that help me drink water. So the purified water, I noticed that for me, it doesn't have the mineral metal taste or whatever. So it just tastes like clean water. So that's been helping me drink water, stay hydrated, because I've been super dehydrated. And also another thing that has helped me, I noticed that sleeping like in the sitting up position, it helps kind of keep, the nausea down. So I kind of just get a couple of pillows and just prop it up. So I'm sleeping up, nothing too uncomfortable to where you're sleeping like you're sitting down in a chair or something like that, but just comfortable enough to where you're propped up, and also not sleeping on my stomach. One time, I guess I rolled over on my stomach while I was sleeping, and I woke up super nauseous. So not sleeping on my stomach, not even, kind of in that side angle, but definitely not flat on my stomach. I guess it feels like it's just, pushing it or whatever. So definitely wouldn't recommend sleeping on your stomach, of course, and probably propping yourself up with pillows. And another thing I've read about, and I've seen it also in Target, but I'm not a fan of it, so not gonna get it. But it is the no to morning sickness herbal nausea tea. I've heard a lot of good things about it. A lot of people say they do 1 cup when they wake up and they're good for the day, and then they do another cup before they go to sleep, and it helps. So I would definitely recommend trying that if you are a tea person. I'm not too familiar with all the ingredients, but like I said, just a recommendation, if you're looking for something and everything else isn't working for you. And it's a liquid too, so it should be easier to go down and come up if needed. Another thing I would recommend is eating fruits, and definitely staying away from fruits that are high in acid. I would recommend like an applesauce that is maybe unsweetened, or maybe sweetened if the unsweetened one doesn't taste too good. But I would definitely recommend fruits like that, like a apple. Like I have a bag of apples. I did get grapefruit, but only because I had a taste for it. But yeah, I would definitely probably strawberries, something that's in the middle, maybe blueberries or raspberries or something like that. Something that's just in the middle, not too sugary or in taste, not too sugary, and not too full of acid, because the last thing you want to do is, if you do have to vomit throughout the day, you go and eat fruits like pineapples or something like that has a lot of acid in it, and it's not going to end too well for you. And then lastly, I would recommend unsalted almonds. So I love almonds. I have the, Blue Diamond brand. Like I said, unsalted, so it's whole natural. I actually just picked these up, and I'll say I ate about maybe 15, and within a couple of minutes of me eating them, I definitely noticed that my stomach kind of subsided. So I would definitely recommend almonds, unsalted, or maybe any nut that is unsalted. Unsalted. So I also want to talk about how I've been feeling. So I'll say I found out that I was pregnant probably, it's been about 2 weeks now. And literally, I instantly got the morning sickness, like instantly. I noticed, for me, I noticed like for the whole, last month that my breasts were tender, and they looked like they were kind of getting bigger, but they were definitely tender and sore. So I was, already kind of skeptical. But it still wasn't time for my menstrual cycle to come, so and then also, like the bottom of your stomach, that is, how can I explain it? Your uterus is expanding slowly, so it's like a crampy, contract kind of feeling. So I've definitely been dealing with that. So the nausea and the lower part of my stomach and the back. And let me see. So also I noticed that the strong sense of smell came instantly. Literally just looking at food, thinking about food was like, no. Like, I literally just could vomit at the sight of just anything, really. I would literally have to talk myself. I would have to have a conversation with myself, and I'm like, okay, so you gotta pick something to eat. So what is something that is least likely to make you feel sick? So I would literally have to have that conversation with myself every day. I'm kind of okay now. Like I said, I am 6 weeks. So, I mean, I'm knowing that I have to eat something. So I've been, eating things, trying to stay away from things that are, too much, like meats and stuff like that. It's too heavy. So yeah, like I said. Then also, like, brushing my teeth in the morning, that was a hassle. I would say it was more so when I would brush my tongue. And I dreaded this since day one anyways, because like my gag reflexes is bad. So like I'm gonna instantly throw up. So I started brushing my teeth while I was in the shower. So just in case, I had to vomit, I could just, do it in the shower, clean up, get out, I'll be good. But like, I could not just like brushing half of my tongue, the other half, just And luckily, my breath didn't stink, so I was okay. But still kind of shying away from, brushing my whole tongue, because it's traumatizing. That's the word. It's traumatizing. And I think that's it. I think that's everything. Yeah, like I said earlier, like a lot of people don't really discuss or share, the beginning stages, or just, I don't want to say the bad parts about pregnancy, but just the parts that aren't enjoyable. Like I said, most people just share their pictures and their videos and stuff like that, and it's good vibes. So this is definitely an experience, and I feel for anybody that is going through morning sickness or just the first trimester. Um, it'll get easier. I have to tell myself that all the time. It'll definitely get easier, and in the end, it's super rewarding and worth it. So, a small sacrifice, but for greater good in the end. I also wanted to add, um, I got these prenatal vitamins, prenatal vitamins and minerals. I don't know if you guys are, familiar with this brand. I'm not too familiar with this brand myself, but I read it and it had a lot of things like vitamin A, C, D3, E, B1, B6, folic acid, B12, iron, zinc, calcium, and niacin, and riboflavin. I haven't really been taking this like I should, but I definitely need to start, to have a healthy pregnancy. But I definitely wanted to add that. And then also picked up some pickles. I'm not really craving anything, but I love salty things, but I also love sweet things. So I kind of just go day by day. So I got Vlasic, of course, the crunchy pickles. I guess it's just something about that salty taste to them. But yeah, like I said, I'm not really craving anything, but love pickles. Well, thanks for watching the video. Like, comment down below you all's journey with your pregnancy and your morning sickness. What helped you during your journey. But anyways, yeah, thanks for watching.